That was a thought our character had at the very start of the game. That was interesting. On the other hand, she turns north to the bombed-out buildings lining the waterfront, then shivers slightly. Who got shot in the head? Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head. Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed. Then the communists and the anarchists shoot back. Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people. That's a tragedy. Yes, the Red Deluge. The Insulindian Deluge, they call it. I had a deluge too, in my head. Point to your little head. Yes, an acute thiamine deficiency can be exacerbated by alcoholism. She blinks her green eyes. Exacerbated means made worse. I knew that, you condescending bitch. Anyone else got shot in the head on the opposing side? Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. She shakes her head. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king, just the king's nephew. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad. Smart king. Yes, King Guillaume had a nose for bad PR. He ran before it. What's the expression? Oh, he ran before it went down. Anyway, Gil got out alive and his nephew Fristel got shot in his place. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time. Who got the mineral rights? The Liberals got the mineral rights. She looks up to the sky, then inland at the crumbling city. And by mineral rights, I mean everything. And by liberals, you mean... Liberals are usually middle-class people, detective, or the remaining gentry, the beneficiaries of the pre-evolutionary arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the constitutions, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras or ultra-liberals. They fared well. How did the liberals win it all? They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember? We. She's one of them, of course. If everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to? To foreign intervention, the coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights. Who are the coalition? The coalition of nations, Grad, Mesk, Vespa, Messina, Oranje. Am I pronouncing that one right? I forget already. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do. There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately understands the cause. Moralist. The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights and not shooting people in their head. At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government. This is their special administrative region. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist. Am I? The colour of moralism is blue. The official motto of the Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope. I think I'm... Is it possible for an alcoholic drug addict with a failed marriage to be a moralist? There's a question for you. If I was picking the option that doesn't commit to anything, then hell yes I am, and also not. An almost endearingly moralist standpoint, she bows. It must be hard to take a moderate approach to head shooting in your line of work. When was this kerfuffle? The turn of the century revolution? She smiles mischievously. Don't answer it, it's a trick question. The revolution began in '02 on the Grad Isola. Although by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved. Who started it? It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarath, a particularly virulent prison disease with which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Mazov came along and overthrew the government. And where did it spread from there? From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end. I'll tell you what, the developers have made up a whole load of crap for the backstory of this game. I mean, they really have invented this entire world. It makes me wonder if they plan sequels to this. If that's going to be possible. I don't know how the story's going to end. Or whether they're going to reuse the world for future games. Because it's like a lot of work for a story, I've got to say. What came next? Why, you and I, officer. She spreads her arms, raincoat flapping in the wind. Our lives in the Special Administrative Region. And what's the Special Administrative Region? A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interim of the coalition of nations, and you, of course, the citizens' militia. The special administrative region is the third incarnation Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune, and what happened in the rest of the world. Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-isolary communication, telematic milieux, radiation, coloured plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade. I have had enough. Wait, you're saying it's like this for being 43 years? Time flies. What have we been doing all this time? The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river levelled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. 08 to 19 was simply hell. And after that, the 30s, things settled down. In the 30s, Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere. Were they? No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash. Nice solar-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are, she curtsies. Quest completed. Thank you. I don't need to ask any more about it. Yeah, commands should be available at that link now. Narwolf. Common ones are exclamation archery, exclamation YouTube, I think is one, listing my YouTube channels, other stuff. Feel free to check. You should be able to see the list. If you can't see the list, let me know. Whew, welcome to reality. For her to be where she is in Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side. That's enough about the times. I am done. Let's try a roll on this, 42%. Success, unlikely, but worked. 6 kilometres southwest in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog, licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner Emil Mullins whispered, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, finger on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls on it slowly now. "You'll find it again." "We always do." "What am I?" You're an officer of the RCM, she says energetically. The Revachol Citizens Militia. Preciso mundo. I didn't know what that word said before. Good. And what is the Revachol Citizens Militia? Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, detective. Yeah, talking for 5 hours. So yeah, you can see how my my voice is ready for a break. And a spoonful of honey or something. Maybe in a glass of whiskey, but I don't have any at the moment. Still, whiskey's coming. Christmas is coming. Who knows? Yes, Lieutenant steps in to make a gesture encompassing you both. We are the Revachol Citizens Militia. He's being sarcastic. You said de facto. Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin. That's it for the who I am part then. Finished. I think we're finished. Please be finished. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are to me is the police, the only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol. And if these authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I am here to help. What is this? Spread your hands. A bird? She tilts her head. A Svenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions? Keep guessing. Some sort of krill hunter? No, wait, Joyce raised eyebrows. You're an ancient ruin, a symbol of hubris and decay, half submerged in some salty sea. Are you saying I'm ruined? Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games. Okay, let me ask you something else. I'm done. 3%. That's not going to work. That's all for now. Thank you. We got reality done. That was a challenge. Wow, so someone's been a little boring. I am being boring. Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown. Picking on me for not being crazy enough, that's the least of my concerns. No need to be defensive. This is my own mind speaking back to me, my sense of drama. The regularity, the brownness, the cut and dry have their appeal. A very standard appeal. Kim, am I boring? You? He looks at you. I wouldn't worry about that. See? You're so regular and vinyl brown, he doesn't even want to talk to you about it. Look, I'm just trying to do my job. No need for extravagance. Of course you do. Let's get right to it. My lord's Coppo type is regular cop. I'll let everyone know. I'll send out a telefax. Wait, this will be my Coppo type now? Yes, the type of cop you are, sire. Think of it as a caste, a class even, a nation of regular law officials that you belong to. It comes, of course, with the usual benefits. I don't want to be like a regular cop. I want to be superstar cop. Opt out. Good, of course. To outright declare yourself something does seem a bit too interesting now, doesn't it? I won't trouble you any further. I don't know what that was exactly. You sound northern? Yeah, I'm from North Yorkshire, northeast of England. I haven't got like what most people consider like the real strong Yorkshire accent that you get from Leeds and Halifax and Wakefield and stuff. Thank God. It's a much softer sort of Yorkshire accent, which I am happy to announce. I don't sound like a character from a scene in Monty Python. Right, where are we going? Are we going back? Are we going all the way back to the pub? We are going to need to rest soon. I'll tell you what. A really good place to leave it would be the end of the day. Whereabouts are you from, Narwolf? We're going to talk to these guys in here. Because I've got the last of my water to get me through it. Then I've had like 2 pints worth whilst I've been streaming. And then we will go to bed. And we'll save the game. Now, hang on, I have another thought I can possibly unlock. The date of birth generator is working. What's this? Jamais vu de realization. Is this an important one? Revachol Special Administrative Region, Lakalu, the Insulindian, blah, blah, blah. None of these names are familiar. They seem real, but something is wrong. You feel like a kid looking at stickers on the fridge. Truvant, the Apricot Company, World Games 34. You can see your hand reaching out for them. Scratch at the corners, see if they peel loose. This feels like the most important of all the thoughts, the one you truly must complete. Go on then, I'll unlock another one of these. And let's internalize that. This is, you have like slots for thoughts in this game. You can choose which ones you slot and you have to develop them as you go through. And you don't know what bonus or disadvantage it's going to give you when it's completed. I decided to believe I was some sort of superstar cop. Which might not have been a good idea. But it does have penalties and bonuses. It's a very unique way of building a character, I'll say. You're from Newcastle? Oh, right, you're just an hour up the road from me then. We're thinking of coming to Newcastle, actually. There's a Christmas market on this year. And they're supposed to have, in the middle of the town, or city, what was it, an inflatable inflatable toboggan run or something like that. It might not be inflatable. It's like a toboggan run they're putting in the town. So it sounds fun anyway, so we thought we'd come up there with the kids. I say for the kids. It's really for me and the missus, if we're honest. We're big kids.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
We sure are. So I talked to Classia about the tape. I remember the name. I remember how to pronounce it. And he tenses immediately. Chest tightens. Jaw sets. Ready for another blow. And nothing. She stands by what she said. He stares at his beer for 2 seconds intently, then turns to you. You're the worst cop in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape. That wasn't aimed at you. It was aimed at her. Gold? It was just locker room talk. It's not evidence. It was dark stuff, but it didn't prove anything. It didn't change her mind. Dark? Dark is when you start a goddamn death rock band. He said he'd rape her. He shakes his head in disbelief. What does she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like? Whoop-de-doo? She didn't say whoop-de-doo. I can confirm that. She didn't? Well, whoop-de-doo then. He's too angry to drink his beer. He just stares at it. Actually, I think it made her a little nostalgic. Yes, in fact. The lieutenant looks at you, then him. I think she thought it was a little funny. Funny? Titus mumbles, his lips barely moving. No good goddamn psycho whore. Seems like they wanted to give Classia a second chance to play along. She still didn't. All right. He slams his giant fist into the doorframe. All righty then. I guess it's good then. Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus. Her voice is a bit softer than... I think he's going to go and beat the crap out of her. I really do. Titus rubs his chin with his palm as if trying to grind it smooth. This is just perfect. Just effing perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawmen? You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match. I think you had a lie planned, but she didn't play along. I asked for your opinion, not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma. The tape was the last chance for her to do what was planned. But she didn't. She knows she can't lie to us. Unlike you. See, we're working as a double act now, these two. It's coming together. It's like Poirot and Captain Hastings. But I'm an alcoholic, amphetamine addicted Poirot who looks like some failed 70s dude. Fantastic. So now, actually that would have been one hell of a good TV show, wouldn't it? They should remake that. They should make this into a TV show. Set it in Newcastle in the 70s. This guy would fit right in with those looks. Full of racists, full of alcoholics, full of people out of work, unions. It'd be perfect. Right, fantastic. So now you remember how to do your job. He despondently glances at his beer. I'm so sick of this piss. We should get something harder in here. Yeah, guys, we should get a party going tonight. Theo, why? Shanky. He looks at the old man in the corner. Maybe not then. Logic, success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation. Yeah, well, we knew that. We knew that. Maybe she isn't who you thought she was. Nah, I know her. He looks upstairs, distracted. She's just a girl in over her head. She's a hardcore party girl with a bigger death wish than mine. Yeah, he cracks his knuckles thoughtfully. You're right about that. She takes way too many drugs. Alan, well, it's as they say. You can't do anything with an underdose. The Mesk says with a philosophical look in his eyes. I think... Are they planning to kill her and make it look like she's taken too many drugs? With an overdose, you can at least try to come off it. Take a bath, do breathing exercises, get medical attention as necessary. With an underdose, you're just you. Yeah, underdose isn't an actual word. Maybe she's still in denial, you know, like a defense mechanism. Yeah, maybe. That is a possibility. I maybe shouldn't have mentioned that. Be straight with me, Titus. What really happened? I already told you. He puts his giant face in his hands and sighs. We hanged him. There's less gusto in his voice now. His men, too, are growing increasingly silent. Okay, now, Wolf, thanks for joining us. And thanks for the follow as well. Maybe see you on the next stream. I'm back on Friday night, 7:30ish UK time, to play some more of this. So catch you then, if not before. See ya. His men are growing increasingly silent. His gang aren't so clever. They're confused. This is growing over their heads. Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. He tapped on his notebook. I know you're tired, so am I. Why don't you just... You know what? He gets closer. I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said to F off. He throws his beer can down. That lying, scamming, we're done. This is over. You understand? Your little investigation, it's over. Yeah. There's silence in the room. Alan starts saying something, then thinks best not to. On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle. No one does anything about it. This is going to get violent. Oh, God, did I save the game? What is this? Quiet funeral shit? What we need is some beers in us. He looks around. Bartender, 22 beers for the Dock Workers Union. Why don't we make it 40, huh? The man shouts from behind the counter. Why don't we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough. 100 beers. Now we're talking. Glenn livens up. Hoppity hop over there, cafeteria manager. The window might be closing. The more beers they get in them, the less cooperative they will be. Convince Titus he is being manipulated. That's rhetoric. This is unlikely to win. My best chance is to put a skill into rhetoric. I can't even see where it is. It's under intellect. Okay, let's skill this up. Level up. Oh, I have no skill points? I thought I had a skill point. I'm going to take off now. I'm going to talk to him again in a minute, but I'm going to put all my plus rhetoric clothes on and see if we can do this. Anything with a minus to rhetoric. Nothing with a minus. Okay. Anything with a plus. These are tools. I don't think. What's it come under, actually? Is it under psyche? Is it? It's not under physique. Intellect? It's under intellect. So, I can smoke a cigarette. That works. +1 intellect. I'll take the hit to health. So, put that in there. I have to be very careful with other stuff or I will die. That's all physique. That's fine. That's no problem. Clothes. I've got to have some rhetoric clothes. I'm sure I have. Perception. That's useless. Inland Empire. Absolutely nothing. Oh, that's a -1 in... rhetoric's that light blue? Oh, no, I haven't then. Okay, so all I can do... is smoke a cigarette. And I can cheat. I'm going to save a game. Right, I'm going to take a cigarette and take the hit to health. And then, while I remember, take that back out. Because that has helped before. Okay. Talk to him.
It's you again. What is it?
Roll. Success. Yes, I don't need to be a scumbag and load in the save if it failed. Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now, Titus Hardy will never falter. But you know someone who might? One of his boys will. Fat Angus. The powerful guy, Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker. Just remember, it's about more than class here. It's about these men and Martinez, their district, their responsibility. That's it then. Case closed. We're going home, Kim. The lieutenant raises his brow. He'll get it. Go on. Write it down, Kim. In Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you. Got it. He takes out his notebook. Kill you because they don't like you. Or because of some chick? Ooh, I feel like I've got to say the right thing here. Because you work for the wrong people? Oh, God, any ideas, chat? What to say on this? I'm not sure what to come out with. Because of some chick. I think it's because you work for the wrong people. Because you're a foreigner? I could try the foreigner one. Because they like killing? It's about more than class here. It's about these men in Martinez, their district, their responsibility. So it's not the chick, okay. It's about these men in Martinez, their district, their responsibility. It's not because they like killing. It's one of those other two. You work for the wrong people, or because you're a foreigner. And one of those is going to get the response I want. Their responsibility. I'm going to go with work for the wrong people. God, I'm right. This is Union Town. You work for the company, we will kill you. Should Chanky have said that? Eugene. Well, Dennis, we don't kill you if you work for the company. Half the harbour works for the company. Work for the wrong company, he jots down, and they execute you. I think I've hit the nerve. I think I've got it. They just hang you, like in the Dark Ages. Make a display of your corpse. They just hang you, shoot you, whatever. They can't even remember. Fat Angus. It wasn't that. It wasn't, the fat man says with a wheeze. We didn't shoot him. That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the... Theo. Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up. The old man reaches for his belt, but his voice is strangely calm. Firearm. A Glace 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have missed. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do. I'm going to take my chances. Turn to Angus. Or what? You're going to kill me like you killed him? For no reason? Look at Kim first. The lieutenant has put down his notebook. His hand is resting on his holster. He gives you an imperceptible nod. He's on it. My partner's got my back here. Turn to Angus. Oh, what? You going to kill me like you killed him for no effing reason? We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when... He takes a breath, wheezing. Shut up, Angus. He was dead before you hanged him. Shanky. Fatty. The little guy hits Angus on the back of the head. A loud slap. Say one more thing to the cops and I'll... Dennis, Titus roars. Stand down or I'll beat your head in. Theo, he points to the old man. Take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control. Done it, folks. Done it. Does he? His closed fist is shaking. It's you who's in control. Let them have their moment. Fat Angus. I like that name. The room falls quiet. So quiet you can hear Angus wheeze. Titus. Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying. I left it at home. I can't get it. I'm too effed. He grabs his chest. I'm sorry. Why are you so fat, Angus? Lizzie snaps at him. Now it's all pointless because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. He turns to him. I told you, just give her up. Lizzie, he turns to the fixer. Your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard. Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast, she walks off without looking back. You're in. He's all yours. Questions? So you didn't kill him. He was already dead. Titus nods. You hang the corpse to cover up the real cause of death, the bullet in his head. Another nod. Why? Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit. Girls, plural. There's another girl. 2 of them. Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later. Did she kill him? Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't. He doesn't think she did, or at least he hopes she didn't. What happened Sunday night? Classia came down. He points to the stairs. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died. How did you know? I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's a politician in the motel room with a dead hooker scenario, only in reverse. Good analogy, boss, the rat-faced man snickers. You don't get to talk yet, Shanky, he points at him. You're still on the bench, and you keep taking it easy too, Angus. He turns back to you. What happened then? We went upstairs. Sure as day, the Merc was dead, and there was a bullet hole through his window. That explains the broken window. And we know he was shot with a military-grade rifle, so he had to be shot from someone across that courtyard, which leads us to the man on the balcony in that apartment over the other side of the courtyard. They would have a shot from there, straight through that window. He scratches his chin. Dirty sheets and bottles everywhere. Yes, he means they'd been making the lovey-lovey in the bed. Tibbs patched the window, and the corpse we hanged. Who's Tibbs, the 8th Hardy? Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business. Tibbs, that's short for Tiberius? Yeah, he nods. Good man. Bet their father's named Atticus Hardy. Lucretia Hardy would be their sister anyway. Really? What? I don't get that bit. If Classia didn't kill him, why the cover-up? You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own. I didn't notice anything. What kind of shit are we talking about? That can't show up on police radar kind? There are people after her from the old world where she came from. These people, who are they? They're powerful. He looks out the window. Connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your system, she'd be ghosted away. That's all he knows. That's all she's told him. And why would you help someone like that by taking on a murder? Why would I? He shrugs. I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing. So who killed the Merc then? Any leads? Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere, so that's a clue. What are you thinking? I'm thinking someone's past caught up with him, either his or hers. Hers, you mean? I mean the people after Classia. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her? Eugene. I like that, the young guy nods. Been thinking the same thing myself. And you had ideas about his past too? I do. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell. He pauses to think. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do if I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you. He's calm now. Threw all that turmoil away and became himself again. Logic. These theories are not bad. Don't buy either one, but still, this guy's not as dumb as he looks. So whose idea was it to hang him anyway? Hers? Breakthrough imminent? Oh, it's with a thought, okay. In a manner of speaking. Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one. Earlier you said the girls asked for your help. Who was this other girl? That's right, he blinks. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good message. It's her, isn't it? The missing 8th Hardy? That's the other girl. The big guy turns to Glenn, who's about to say something. The blonde shuts his mouth before a word escapes. I'll say it again. Titus turns to you. All the Hardy Boys are right here, cop. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her anyway. You know, it's okay for there to be a Hardy girl, Titus. His face sets like concrete. He shakes his head solemnly. We're Hardy Boys, and that's it. Sure, but can you tell me anything about this affiliate, name, current location? Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Classia you want to talk to. Kim? Sorry I made you guys fight. Me too. Kim, we did it. Lieutenant gives a smile only you can see. Thank you for this, Titus. I'll go talk to her for the last time. You do that. He grabs his beer and swirls it in his hand, then thinks of something. Hey, cop, before you go, is he going to hit me? He looks up. Classia came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection. But you would still prefer if we didn't take her away? That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers. We'll take that into account. Lieutenant slides his notebook into his coat pocket. He turns to leave. That was an epic breakthrough, I think. Thought complete. Fairweather T500. This is about my armour, isn't it, that I picked up? Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armour? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it. Or if I run an electric current through it, maybe it will melt. Or, personal favourite, frequency something radio weapon. None of that would work. You need to shoot the part of the enemy that doesn't have Fairweather T500 on it, because the armour itself is invulnerable. Good news is, so are the armour pieces on you. Well, that is good to know. +2 hand-to-eye coordination against enemies in FT500 armour. There's going to be a fight coming up later in this game, and I do not like the sound of this, but that is a useful thought to have. So I don't want to lose that one. It gives me nothing now, but it's going to help against enemies wearing armour. Good to know. What does that armour give me, by the way? Oh, volition and pain threshold, but loses out on empathy. And I think I should wear it, because at some point I'm going to be... Yeah, pain threshold and volition is never a bad thing. Empathy, we don't care about people. We're past caring now. They're all bad. Okay, I think we did really good there. Let's quick save. Let's take a look at the tasks. Any questions, by the way, chat? Anything? It's curious stuff, is this? We got the whole story from Titus. We need to go and talk to Classia about it. I'm going to need more water for that. So, inspect the insect traps. The 2 signatures, I'm going to forge them. I'm going to forge those signatures at some point. The smoker on the balcony, that's for the next game day. The murder weapon, we still need to work on that. We need to find out about this music. The victims to twos, we're learning a bit about. Oh, there's maybe the other girl would know about the victims to twos as well. We need to call Alice back. We can do that next game day. There's something she wants to tell you, but you must present her with your badge to hear it. Or perhaps if you did her a favour, you could waive off the formality. I don't know what the favour is, actually. Why do I need to buy the Fallon pants from Kuno? I've forgotten about that. We're not close yet. You need to figure out what's going on with him, and then you can get your hands on some performance gear and explore the secret passages, which we haven't done. We've ticked off a load of quests in that, so I'm quite happy. Quite happy. And this game has been an interesting experience today. Very interesting indeed. Save. But I've enjoyed it. The story has taken a different turn in unexpected ways. We found loads of stuff. And I'm enjoying this a lot. And I hope you guys are too. So let me know what you think. In chat, in comments, on Discord. We've got Discord. Click the link down below and take you straight there. Yeah, let's get some theories on about who done it and where this is going. And with that, I shall leave you for the night, folks. Have a nice evening. I'll be back on Friday night playing some more.